It started 3 years ago with a STEAM grant, Science, Technology, Engineering, Art, and Math, through the North Dakota Council on the Arts. So we have a team of 8, and we were addressing a math standard where kids don't really understand how things move from 2D to 3D. They just didn't get that you create a net, and then the net creates the figure. And then we chose an artist, Romero Brito, who's a graphic artist. His artwork really appeals to kids, bright colors, black outlines.
With Brito's work, we looked at patterns, we looked at the colors, and we looked at how kind of the essence of his work. So we made sure we included the black lines, we made sure we included the patterns.
Then the teachers took off with the math portion. I took off with the art portion, and we met once a month to discuss it.
As the Arts Center, we provide, as a whole, a great support system for the meeting place for teachers and artists to work together and collaborate.
We went to Newman Signs with just one triangle that somebody had done and said, this is what we want to do, and they were on board immediately. The kids are working with the dancer all week. She'll work with the kids for about 5 or 6 hours, and then they will get together and perform.
And I'm basically here to work with the nets and the pyramids with the students and create this final dance movement piece that goes with their project. It's very important to get that kinesthetic or hands-on approach to it, let alone to get kids up and moving, to change what they've been doing, and to start putting it into their body and also into their mind. 6, 7, 8, going 1, going 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And so many times art has an emotional connection. They're going to remember those little things about it and that they wouldn't necessarily have learned if they had just sat in the chair in the classroom.
It's easy to remember some of the shapes on this using the math, because I draw a lot, so I use patterns like this a lot, so it's easier to memorize.
Emma's class painted the solid colored sides, and so I brought those into the classroom and I gave them their set, and I just said, make a net for a triangular pyramid. And in other years when I've said the word net, butterfly has come to their mind. They took the pieces and they immediately started to arrange them and then try to fold them up to make sure there wasn't an overlap. And that has never happened before, that you can say net and they know exactly what you're talking about.
If you didn't know what shapes were and stuff, you wouldn't even know what this was. But if you knew what art was, you kind of know what part of this is. This is the net, because you would fold this up, and this would be a hexagonal prism, and it would fold up and it would make the 3D shape. I learned about polygons, polyhedrons, and nets, patterning.
I know it's not the traditional paper pencil test or a worksheet, but you can tell that they know.
But I think the huge part about this project is that the professional development that has been afforded to these 2 teachers has totally transformed them as teachers. And they open doors to children and let them explore.
Once a month they meet here and they come together with local artists, educators, Rebecca from the council, our education director, myself, and talk about what's working and what's not, and then do art projects together and evaluate how those are going, and then integrate them into classroom lessons, and then the next month they come back and evaluate that again. So it's this constant process of inventing, executing, and evaluating that they do throughout the year.
When you get a teaching degree, you take 2 art classes. I didn't have the art experience, which is what, for me, this team offered.
So they are becoming more and more comfortable teaching it and more comfortable being artists themselves. But I'm hoping that it's a model that we can somehow share with other schools and other school districts in the state of North Dakota.